Do you want to be on this side?
No, I'm good. This is kind of usually my side, isn't it?
Is it? Let's closer a little bit. Ah! I've had the worst setup. Hold on, let me show them what you guys are on.
Good nights and greens.
Good nights and greens.
Come on now, marketing girl. You had to turn it around. These are cute.
They're salt and pepper shakers.
Do they work?
They could if you did that, but no. Okay. I just like fake food. I really love fake food. I think that's a millennial thing. I don't know. Hi, everybody. Love this for us. Look, it's the podcast. Mom's here.
Yay.
Yay.
Are you going to upload it somewhere?
Today. Yeah. Facebook, YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you mean like an actual podcast? We'd have to have a mic for that. I don't know why we call it a podcast because we don't have mics or headphones.
Right. We should do that someday though.
We should do that, and apparently everybody's doing a podcast. Literally everyone. There's like a movement on the old TikTok to like, not everybody should have a microphone, you know what I mean? Like, literally anybody.
But you have a mic, you have a natural microphone. I mean.
Oh yeah, I thought you meant like my voice.
Well, that too.
Mom's here, and this is our first episode of Love This For Us, just only on here, on a camera.
Okay, so we'll still call it Love This For Us.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it. I see where we're
like
going.
a series instead of a podcast.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Mom's back, and I thought we would just kind of go over some life changes because it's been, I don't know how long it's been, but I think it's been a pretty good time, a long time since I don't even make videos anymore, so
probably
surely
like a year or something.
Oh, I'm sure. And Mom's had a lot of life changes, and I just wanted to kind of catch up on what's going on with Jill. How's Jill doing these days? What's going on in Jill's world? Where's Jill going? What's next for Jill? She's turned 60 last year in October.
Yep, I turned 60.
So I feel like you've had a really transformative time.
I did. I intended for my 60th year to be life-changing. I just didn't know.
Should we talk to them or us, each other?
Both. We always do both.
Okay. I don't remember.
I think that's who we are.
Yeah.
So I'm retired. Unexpectedly.
Yeah.
It's been a month. Mm-hmm. Not unexpectedly in a bad way. Just the timeline bumped up faster than I anticipated.
Yeah.
Circumstances presented themselves that made it
I have
desirable and necessary.
We as a family, I feel like, have been telling you for, I don't know, a few years probably. Yeah. Like, hey, you don't have to, you don't have to work forever. You just don't. I feel like that's just ingrained in you to, like, you have a schedule. This is what you do.
I've hooked myself to
What were you doing, by the way? Because people don't necessarily, my doctor, CJ, didn't know you were who you were. She didn't know who you were.
I'm a retired firefighter, 25 years with the department I worked for. 32 years in that line of work altogether. Mm-hmm. And then when I retired from the fire department, I took over special events and public information for the city I retired from, and that was almost 10 years. And
has it been 10 years since then?
It was like 9 years.
Yeah, because Ella was little.
Pop was looking, it's like 9 years since I retired.
She retired from being a firefighter, but you didn't really retire.
I retired on a Friday, and on Monday I started running the events and doing the public information.
Can I say anything like snarky as opposed to why you
started?
This is a man's world.
In retrospect, like something happened recently that involved a man, not an employee of the agency I worked for, or anything like that, but that involved a man, and then caused me to reflect on just, it is a man's world. And I existed in a man's world for a long time.
And you grind through it.
And I'm comfortable there. Mm-hmm. But when you get the straw that breaks the camel's back, then it's time. And Lauren and Friedhelm and John had been kind of saying, particularly Lauren and Friedhelm, when this thing happened and we were like, what do I do about it? Do I stay? Do I go? And you and your father both were like, you've given the best of yourself to them for so long. Now we want the best of you, which that was kind of hurtful. But
I'm sorry.
No, I know, but it is true. Because we sometimes...
You still give us a lot.
My generation particularly is work comes first. You've got to work, like your father always felt like work means if I don't, his theory was if I'm not working, I won't make money. If I don't have money, I can't buy food and the family will starve. So he goes quickly from not working to starving to death.
John too.
And I think that's a man thing. I didn't go that way, but...
you were always telling him when he would have trouble situations at work, like, just quit, it's not worth it. And we're telling you the same thing. But
I'm like, no, I've got it.
You grind it out, and and I think you also, on the other side of it, like that stability in the routine of it and just having that purpose, because what you did even after you left the fire department was an important job.
Right. I always said
public information officer for the whole entire city.
So when there's a hurricane coming or, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So I liked the work. I didn't like the job anymore.
Yeah.
And so I told Pop this morning, I miss the creativity of the work, you know, making a newsletter and, you know, doing Facebook posts and, you know, not having to deal with the consequences of all the Facebook posts is wonderful to not have.
You guys all know as much as we do. I feel like it's not a secret. It's like being on the internet
is vicious.
It's vicious and really difficult, even if you're not, it's not you.
Right, and it takes a toll, you know, particularly after Hurricane Ian, when our house burned down, their house burned down, which was...
Well, they own the house, so it's your house burned down.
Which was my parents' house, and our house flooded, and, you know, I'm getting screamed at on the internet, not me as an individual, but as the representative, as the person, and I don't care, we're human. It's hard to turn that off.
Which is why it was really difficult for John in the job he was in as well in a city. I think it goes across the board anywhere, not just here. It's like you are the sounding board for people's frustrations for their lives and what's going on, and they have very real frustrations.
Right.
But it's going to people who are also dealing with similar, if not the same thing.
You know, and like what John went through, where the division he worked with, you know, people would come in and scream at the customer service people, and when somebody would say, hey, well, don't scream at those people, they don't set the policy. Too bad, they signed up to work there and they deserve the abuse.
Yeah.
You know, so it was kind of that. It just, it
can break you down. It breaks your spirit.
Right.
I'm so thankful I don't work with like the actual public facing like customer service, because I think I've become so numb. Like I have a video going viral right now on Facebook. My reel I posted of like between year 34 and year 35.
Okay.
It went from like 20,000 views to almost 1 million very quickly.
Oh, wow. Good
which
for you.
is great for me. It'd be great for me if Facebook actually like cared about people, but they don't. So but people are just seeing it, and now it's like the men have found me.
Oh boy, and that's what
funny. Like it's just like I'm like, oh, here we go. I've become so accustomed to it.
Show
I'm
me
like,
a picture of what you look like.
But
and that's what happened to me. I had an incident where essentially the kind of, I'll say, treatment that I had been receiving online happened in person.
Yeah.
So that person jumped offline and into the real world, and it was just like, I am not willing to exist in a world where...
And I think if that happened to me in like person, because I get a lot of online, I think I'd probably feel the same and be like, I'm not doing this. Because like, I'm tired.
And Pop had just, you know, Friedhelm had just retired.
My dad retired too.
A month before me, and we had talked. He would say, well, you know, now that I'm retired, you know, you could go with me when I do my consulting work. And I'm like, I'm still hooked to the plow, and I'm gonna stay, you know, there. And I had certain benchmarks, like I'll stay and see how this thing goes, or this person. And then this just pushed it forward.
I've been so annoying for months now, especially, I don't know, it's like discernment maybe a little bit, like, or protecting you. Like, I'm being called to tell you, Mom, it stopped. Like, can you get out before? Because we're heading into hurricane season.
And I have been, I mean, I don't know.
Your house flooded, was it last year?
Twice. We flooded
again,
twice.
So it's like, do you want to go through your own stuff and have to do this again? It was on her birthday last year. She turned 60 during the actual
laying
hurricane.
awake in the room down the hall, waiting to hear if the house flooded. And we were like, we're good so far. And then our beloved neighbor Darla started sending pictures about 6 in the morning, saying, "Oh, the water's rising." She's up on more of a hill.
I'm getting literally like.
And I've been told by people that, well, that doesn't really matter. It didn't get into your house. Well, our garage is part of our house.
They have a huge garage, like
and
three.
We've lost tens of thousands of dollars, and because of the way the flood insurance is, particularly the second time, the inspector had no interest in our house is up off the ground. We've replaced how many floors?
The bathroom, the roof. You just said something's leaking now in the roof.
So, you know, we've taken a hit too. You know, just like everybody else. And
we all know how it happened to us, which is technically an asset of yours. So I mean, it affected you because we had no renter's insurance, so all of our stuff, nothing was covered. Right. We had nothing, but we had homeowners insurance. Yeah. So. But that was a whole mess in itself.
But that in itself, that was a year to rebuild the house. That was the emotions. That was my parents' house, the things, you know. So when Lauren said, I don't know however many months ago, Mom, do you really have another hurricane season in you? And that just kind of landed. And I started thinking, sure, because I love that communication to try to help people. Here's where you go. Here's what you do. Here's where you get a sandbag. But then I thought, do I have another one in me?
I don't want that for you.
And now that I don't have to do it, Pop and I were talking this morning when we walked, how nice it'll be, even if we have to evacuate here, I don't have to worry. In Ian, we had so much water on our street, we were trapped in our house. I mean, we didn't have water in the house, but we couldn't get out of the house. The water was up to the front door. It was,
the streets were completely covered.
Garage, the street was covered. You know, so I worked for nonstop in my flooded house, not able to get out of the house for days. you know, so it's like, yeah, I don't have to do that now.
You've had so much that you've seen and done and accomplished, I would say, in your lifetime career-wise. It's time for you to like actually do something that like...
Yeah, and I just don't know what that is yet.
And you don't, and it's been a month, and I feel like on day 4 you were supposed to like, you were like, I need to have my thing.
I'm bored.
Yeah, she's so bored that I wasn't even day 4, it was like day 2. You're like, okay, this is boring. Like, I'm so bored.
I wouldn't say I'm bored now. We stay pretty busy. I mean, I'm more physically active, which is good.
Yes. You're working on that now.
Like I'm trying to, like, how do I want to say it? Like your father's traveling next week, so I'll be alone and I'll be able to, but don't worry, we have dogs, we have protection.
She won't be alone.
I won't be alone. So I don't think
right down the road.
And we have cameras.
I mean, the most high-tech secure. Don't FAFO. I'm just saying, nobody will do that.
Yeah, but I'm not saying that. But I'll have time to.
This is old.
To make to get a better idea of like I need a schedule. You know, and it's fine for me to say, okay, I'm gonna go work out and then go for a walk. Like that part of my day is scheduled, and I'm good with that. But I need other schedule. So like, you know, I'm gonna get back to playing my drums. I'm
writing.
I'm now calling my office my studio. You know, so
Mom's an amazing author.
I've started a Substack. But I haven't done anything with it yet. I'll soft launch that. You know,
the short stories you sent into the New York, was it the New York Times?
Yeah.
The one about Lucy?
Yeah.
About Burke?
Yeah.
That, like, I'm not a cry reader. And I'm not even being detached from that. I feel like people would really connect with that. So there's like your writing is so good.
I've submitted a few things and I've gotten rejection letters. So they say that makes me a real writer.
She's submitting things to the New York freaking Times. I mean, it's not like she's submitting it to like the Daytona Sun or whatever.
It started at the top of the
mountain. In my mind, I'm like, of course she's going to be in the New York Times. I literally was like, how would they never put this in the New York Times? Their lawsuits, it's really good.
But I'll get myself. Yeah, I will. Once
okay.
I get my Substack going, but I need to have some writing built up for my Substack. So
I know, I'm just really encouraging you to lay into the creativity part of you in a way of like, she journals every single day of my entire life. I have a lifetime of journals to like go through. God forbid ever that happens, but I have like, you are
like reading my writing, but other than that, you'll be able to figure it out.
I'll know. In the years, I'll definitely know. But I feel like you should definitely lean into that more.
Yeah, I will. And I haven't written in the month. I thought, oh, in the first couple of days, I'll be up in my office and I'll be writing. And really, we were exhausted. You know, Pop had just retired, and for me, it was like the stress of no stress. It wasn't stressful. What I'm saying is I could sleep in till 5:30 in the morning, you know, and I was exhausted. I think I mentally am still...
And you're still exhausted.
I'm mentally still detangling myself from all the tentacles that we're in. You know, because there's so many things that I think of every day where I see something and go, oh, I should probably do a Facebook post on that, or oh, I'll have to remember to put that in the newsletter. And it's like, you know, you just get ingrained in...
Just the way it took you time to detangle yourself from the fire department, too.
Oh, that was tough.
That was really hard.
But that wasn't as hard because I went straight in the same city. I was still involved. I could still find out when I heard a siren what was happening.
Yeah.
So I wasn't totally... Now I'm like totally... I'm
like detached.
Yeah, so...
And it's weird because we can't call you and be like, hey, we saw an accident. You know what I mean? Like there's no... It's like, it's an adjustment for all of us, I think.
I guess.
But not like, I'm so like happy that you're out of it. I'm like, thank you, Jesus. Like she's free at last. My mom's I've never been around you for hurricanes. Last year was a treat, but she still worked. It was just different. You were here with us, but you weren't really here.
Now I can be fully present for my family and I haven't been.
But that makes it sound as if you're not present at all. Like, hello, you're like so freaking present. But your father
pointed out, like, how many holiday meals did I have to get up and leave, or how many?
I always kind of liked it.
How many vacations were we on where I had to step away and do something? You know, so he gets all of my attention, and you know. And
it's what you work towards.
I have to lean into not feeling guilty. Like, was it yesterday or the day before? I was like, I feel lazy today. I think it was yesterday, and that's okay. You know,
it's not natural for you.
No,
at all. And it's so natural for me. I don't know why it is so natural. I think it's because I'm burnt out. I have a different kind. I wouldn't call it lazy because I have lazy girl tendencies. But a lot of my laziness feeling is coming from burnout. We don't have a lot of respite. That's not saying you guys don't babysit or anything like that. But raising 2 children full-time special needs can sometimes be a lot. So
absolutely.
I think we just get a little bit of burnout, and that's what.
And for me, I think I was raised and groomed to my work was my value, and you know, so it's like, what is my value? I don't feel like that now, but I'm saying
No, it's a normal.
That was part of what is my value if I'm not working. But like today, I'm picking Ella up from school. She's going to come over and hang. We're going to hang out at the house and swim tomorrow.
I think our time is like the time.
But the time goes fast. Everybody said when you retire, you find like by the time I leave here and go to the grocery store and go home, it'll probably be close to time to pick up Ella. And then she's going to hang, and then there goes the day.
Yeah. And what a beautiful day.
I know.
Like, it's just...
And it doesn't matter that tomorrow is Saturday. The only way... I ran into somebody at our local coffee spot, and, how do you like being retired? It does see every day is a Saturday. I said, if it wasn't for the kids, I wouldn't know what day of the week it is.
Because we are still very much in our... This is our 30s, so we're like, grind!
Well, and we can only see you guys really on Saturday and Sunday because of the kids going to camp at school. Other than that, you're like, what day is it? It's Friday. Okay, it's Friday.
I know, and you'll like call me at like 11 or something, and I'm like inhaling lunch, and you're just like, hey! Which is nice because
we're gonna go float in the pool. We did that a couple of days. It was just really nice for Pop and I too. And it gives him the sensation he's always wanted to be. He always has provided very well for us, but he's really leaning into and enjoying the let me provide for you.
Because he retired, but he's
doing some consulting work,
and it's like a dream. I mean, I wish he would have done it a million years ago.
Yeah,
it's just amazing.
And now I can travel with him and be the kind of wife I haven't had the opportunity to be.
Soft life, we call this the soft life.
Like I can make him breakfast, send him off to where he's going to do the thing, and then do whatever I do during the day, and then dinner's ready when he gets home, and like we've never had that.
She's always strapped into the boots, uniform, buttons, pagers, beepers, radios, out the door, in the cop car, because they had cop cars back then for like, so you've always had to be very, not masculine, but in a masculine sort of energy.
He is appreciating my more feminine energy.
I don't know feminine, so I mean I do, because as you've like gotten older, you have leaned in more, but it's nice.
No, he really likes me. He loves me no matter what. I don't want to give that impression, but no, we're living the dream.
You really are. I'm really proud of you. It's not like you didn't. You just.
And it happened quickly, but it was not a sudden decision because it had been waiting and waiting.
I'm very proud of you.
So stay tuned. For my Substack, whatever I put there for writing, I got to figure all of that out. But
that's Mom. Yeah. She's back. She's present, and I'm excited for your future. The third act.
The third act. Ooh. Yeah.
I'm in my full-on second. I'm turned 35 2 days ago.
It's a blessing. I had been praying for, I always have one big thing I pray for at a time. I pray for people that are sick and peace and all that stuff. But I had been praying for God to give me some direction to kind of, let me have the life I wanted. And so here it is.
Here it is. Yeah, God will always serve it to you.
Always. Absolutely.
Mine was served in a burned up life.
Well, and mine came in the face of a bully.
Yeah.
And that was fine, and it was meant to be. I mean,
never served easy. It's never going to just be there and be easy, but it always comes when it's supposed to.
It always works out.
Yeah, it really does always work out.
I was talking to Alan Yolanda this morning, a lady I still do a little personal training for, just how blessed we are in just this country alone. We're sitting in a house that the power's going to stay on all day. Yeah. And it has air conditioning, and we're safe from the elements, and we have more food than we could possibly eat. And, more clothes than we could possibly wear. I mean, we're beyond blessed. Beyond.
I know, and every night we go to bed and I pray like you do, because you taught me how to pray. Is I pray speaking of, if you have a family member, because Mom and I both have a list, I pray for the people I know in my life and otherwise that have cancer for full healing. So if anybody you know is sick, you can leave their name down below. I'll add them to my list. We do that, and then I thank God for every single thing I don't want to lose. I thank him for it, and I'm like, I'm so thankful for this bed. The stupid stuff you think is not important. The pillows you're sleeping on, I
try to break it down into the smallest, I pick one thing, okay, I brushed my teeth. I actually have 2 flavors of toothpaste. We have an electric toothbrush, and I have a regular toothbrush, and I have running water to brush my teeth with, and I can afford to go to the dentist. I'll just pick one thing and then just go as far as I can possibly go.
It's very comforting to me. It helps me fall asleep at night just talking to him. And sometimes I just fall asleep talking to him, and I just assume he knows what else I got going on.
Oh, that's biblical. You don't have to.
Yeah, you don't have to say goodbye. But no, I'm super thankful to have been raised by you.
Oh.
I am. I'm proud of you. I'm really proud of you.
love you so much.
And hopefully we'll talk again soon. I don't make videos often unless I'm talking about a mattress, so I just want to call out this is not a mattress video. That's 2 in a row. So when you guys see another 2 in the end of this month, just please.
And you're going to do one with your father, right?
Yes, I am going to do one. I'm going to have Pop on my, I don't know what this is, but this.
Vlog?
I don't know. I want to start talking to my friends and family and people, and just like, I feel like people are so interesting, and I have like, what else can I tell people about myself? Who gives a flying
You're
but I don't have a lot going on. I mean, it's like the same stuff. I'm trying to lose weight, and I got 2 kids. I'm trying to like just get through the world.
Interview people you know in your life.
That's what I want. Like there's so many interesting people here.
Yeah, we know interesting people.
I know the most interesting people, and that I feel I always tell people to have a YouTube channel or like put it out there, because I just think this whole, even our town is full of some of the most amazing
interesting people wherever you live.
Seriously, you're interesting.
You're interesting people.
I know, isn't it crazy?
I know.
Wow.
Well, we all have a story, man.
Yeah, we do. All right, well, it's been 25 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Doesn't take long.
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
We're yappers.
I'm going to go buy the shrimp for your cookout tomorrow.
Be nice to each other. I hope you're having a good day.
The world's hard. Be kind.
Everyone's going through it, man.
When doubt, be kind.
Be nice.
Be nice.
See you later. Bye.